My name is Jared. I run the Tech Educator 101 channel. Today's video is the second video in the Classwize series. I'll talk about some of the features of the Classwize class specifically. I'm on the main dashboard page, and I'm going to open up the class by clicking on its tile. Inside of the class, you can see there are 4 test students. Before you can see any of your student screens, you have to start the class. To start the class, you click on the Start button, put in the time that you want to end the class. It will remember the last entry for every class. I'll go ahead and change it to 2 p.m. and click Start. With the class started, the student screens will start showing up if they are online. It will show right here how long the class is going to go before it ends automatically. You can edit the time, or with End, you can manually end the class. Here you can switch between Screen View and List View. Screen View shows a screenshot and then a little icon for the different tabs they have open. On the List View, it's going to show you the different tabs they have open. And over here on the right, you'll find the reports. Under Reports, you can get a screenshot history for your students and a student journey, which is going to show everywhere that they browsed during your class. There will be a separate video for reports. With the class tools, you can open sites, send announcements, and focus students into specific sites. You can reward students and pause the internet. You can modify your list of students. This is only useful if you are manually maintaining your student list. If you have a student information system or something syncing with Classwize, these changes will revert overnight. And then the bypass code, which allows students to override sites themselves. This menu will also have its own video. Under the rules, you can allow or block sites for students. Sites like adult content, hacking tools, and similar types of sites are locked, and you aren't allowed to make them available. But sites like YouTube, Netflix, and game sites that aren't necessarily educational but not bad can be allowed or blocked with Classwize. Rules will have its own video, and I'll be showing examples with that. And then there's the chat feature, which allows you to chat with your students. They do have to log in with Google or Microsoft. I don't use it, and so I don't really dive into it. You can pin the students. It will put them at the beginning of the list. Here you can chat with an individual student. You can send students an announcement. It will display as a banner at the top of the screen. I will demonstrate that. You can open a tab for a particular student. If you have one student that just can't seem to type in the URL, or if you have an extension activity, you can open it for them. Here you can pause the internet for the student. It only affects that student, not anybody else in the class. You can click on the student tile and it will show a large screenshot. The screenshots are updated every few seconds. On the Chromebook, I'm going to switch over to Kahoot, and you can see within about 2 seconds that it's updated the screenshot. So it's pretty close to being live. If they're on a site you don't want them to be on, or if they have access to a site, you can create a rule right from this area to block it. You can take a screenshot. So if a student is on something that they definitely shouldn't be, you can use that as evidence. Or if they're doing something that's really cool that you want to show everybody else. You can close tabs by clicking on the X. If you come over to the list view, you can see that there's an X by all of the tabs. You can close any of the tabs that they have open. For this example, this student was trying to get to a game site. I'm going to go ahead and close that. And then what you'll see is on their screen is going to say a tab was closed by your teacher, so they will know that you closed it. If you send them a message, in this example, I'm going to say get back to work and then send that to them. It will pop up a notification banner at the top saying get back to work. When you pause the internet, it will say that the internet is paused on their screen. It closes all of their tabs and says browsing is locked. Browsing has been disabled by your teacher. They will not be able to open up any new tabs. To release the paused internet, you can just click on it again and it will reopen the tabs that they had open when you locked it. To demonstrate the open tab, I'm going to just put in code.org and click open site, and you can see that it opened the tab for the student. This would be really useful if you have a really long URL that the students are finding difficult to type in. It's a great way to get your students there quickly without waiting for them. When you are ready to end the class, you can end the session or allow it to end automatically. If you have the same students all day long, this isn't really a big deal. But if you are in like a middle school or a high school or in a school that has rotating classes, you don't really want to fight control of the students with other teachers. If you've got a bunch of sites that you're blocking or allowing for students, you don't want to interfere with what the other teachers are doing with their own classes, because they'll also have their particular sites that they either want or allowed or not for the students. So just make sure that you're not running your class when the students are with another teacher, whether by setting up the schedule, making sure that you end the session when your students leave your classroom. This is it for this video. The next video 3 will dive into reports. If you found this video helpful, please click the like button. And if you want to see more of my content, please click subscribe. Have a great day.